Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sigrid. I'm obsessed with plants and intentional living. Today I'm going to talk about my begonia collection. I don't have a lot of begonias. I think I have 6, but I just recently sold the other one in my Etsy shop. So I'm only going to show you 5. And I thought of doing that today because I just came back from meetup to see a local plant collector because she sold me her begonia, which is this Begonia Maculata. She said she was running out of space, so I wanted to show you my collection. Oops, it came off. I wanted to show you this one before I start propagating it. Clearly needs some propagation because it looks like it has a little bit of struggle here. As you can see, the leaves are very small compared to this other Begonia Maculata. It's the same thing here, but it has, see how the difference is. So let's go ahead and talk about this one and a little bit of care tips just from my experience. Like I usually say, I'm not a professional plant grower. I only talk about my experience, which one worked for me, and who knows, it might work for you too. So what I noticed with this Begonia Maculata that I have is it likes to be a little bit on the moist side. So I'm growing this in a coco coir mix, but I have to top it with decorative pebbles because fungus gnats like to live here on the moist environment. I left it one time outside in the gazebo and I didn't realize that I left it outside until the next day, and this is what happened. The leaves were a little bit burnt here. So what I did is I started propagating it. I made a cut here and another one here. I'm not sure if you can see it. So after I did the cutting, after I did the propagation, it started pushing out newer leaves right here. This one, I grow it in a medium light. I don't put it in a bright indirect light because I'm afraid that the leaves will get burned, but so far it's doing well. Yeah, see, I love that it has these polka dot leaves and the back of the leaves are maroon or deep red in color. So here's some of the propagations. I would like to propagate it in water, so hopefully this will thrive. I already see 2 new leaves that are starting to come out, so that's what I'm going to do with this other one that I bought today, which is this one. So I'm going to cut multiple propagations from here so that I could grow it into a bigger one like this one. I'm going to show you a big bushy Begonia Maculata from Instagram, one of the planty people that I follow on Instagram, and they have really beautiful begonias in their collection. This Begonia Natunaensis, I got it on Etsy. It came with just 3 small leaves, and I'll be honest, I wasn't sure if this would survive, but it's still here, thriving in its dramatic little way. I found it while browsing in Etsy, totally unplanned, of course, and I just couldn't resist. It was tiny when it arrived, and I immediately set it up inside or in my IKEA Visjo cabinet. The grow light in the cabinet is actually mounted up so high, so it's not blasting the begonia directly. And honestly, that's been a good thing. This one doesn't want bright, direct light. Even grow lights that are too close will burn the leaves, and I found out that it does so much better with lower light. This is just in my condition, so it varies, you know, different conditions, but in mine, this is what works. It gets enough to stay happy, but not enough to crisp. It's planted in a well-draining mix with coco coir. Make sure it stays a little bit moist but not soaking wet. Also, never let it completely dry. If it dries out too much, it gets grumpy so fast, and so I check it often and water small amount when needed. And I usually do it when I come back from work. For the humidity, I keep it above 50% or the leaves will start to crisp and curl, and this applies to all the begonias that I have. I don't mist every day, or I try not to wet the leaves at all because they tend to become soggy or infected with fungus. It's not the fastest grower, but when new leaves come in, they are absolutely stunning. And if you love unique foliage and don't mind a little high maintenance behavior, begonias in general is totally worth it, not just the Begonia Natunaensis. Another one is this Begonia White Ice. I got it this year, and since I got it, it already pushed out a lot of new leaves since I got it from another plant lover. I also featured this in my Instagram page, and you could tell you could tell the difference from before and after. These leaves here, I just noticed that they started to fall, and then I just realized that the media is extremely dry. This begonia as well doesn't like to dry out completely, so I want to make sure that I keep it on the moist side. I don't let it bone dry, because if that happens, I notice that the leaves start falling. They don't really, and also the edge of it started to crisp. I think this one needs more humidity because I noticed that the leaves are a little bit crispy, so I will have to do something and see if I could increase the humidity level on the Vitz Joe shelf over there. And I think I mentioned it in my other videos before that ever since I had COVID in the past, I noticed that I have trouble remembering. So this one, I don't remember if I got this in Lowe's or Home Depot, but it's one of the big box stores that I got it from. And I really love the color here in the back of this one. It's maroon, and I'll try to find out if I can show you a photo of the bloom. I feel like these begonias are underrated, but I think it's worth a try caring for them. I have another one that's growing here outside. It's called Begonia I'conia Red. I got this in Home Depot, and it's currently in bloom right now. It has this very vibrant red flower, and the back is deep maroon, and the leaves are fuzzy. I love this one. I thought this was a goner, so I left it here outside, and then when spring started, the leaves started to come out. So this pot was basically empty during the winter time. And yeah, so this is your reminder that if your begonia is not doing well, don't throw it away, because who knows, it might just bounce back when the weather conditions are right. That's all I have for you today. Please let me know in the comments below which begonia you like the most, and I'm gonna go ahead and do my propagations now. See you next time. Bye.